NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox. It's sponsored by Sprint. Welcome to the 2008 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Speed is beautiful.
Before we went to break, you heard Greg Biffle say we're not going to make it over the two-way radio. He may have been right. Biffle has the steering wheel off. Looks like he's about to climb out as he coasted onto pit road, and the debris from Biffle's car has put us under caution for the 5th time tonight.
And I think it was Dick or Matt once said they don't know what's wrong with the car. It's just got a vibration in it, and I guess it ought to be easy to find now.
There's our leader of our race now, Martin Truex Jr. in that one car. That's been quite a while, about 30-something laps since these guys were on pit road. So we will probably see all 19 or 20 cars on the lead lap on pit road this first time for 4 tires.
Think you'll have some gamblers at this stage?
I don't think so. I think we had a good sample a while ago of Dale Earnhardt Jr. with those 2 tires, and this thing's getting, I think it's getting slicker. These cars are sliding around. I think you'll see a full-blown gamut of 4 tires.
I think what we saw with Dale Jr. was if you had about 12, 15, maybe 20 laps to go, you could go with 2, but not a long run. So I think that may answer the question. Matt, what are they saying down there, buddy?
They just looked under the car, DW. There is oil under the car. They do not believe they're going to get this car fixed. They're going to take it back to the garage and take a look, but they believe they're done.
Well, they can't take it to the garage just yet because pit road is open. Krista.
And here is Martin Truex Jr. He's kind of been steady Eddie, very good all night. The call just a half turn on that track bar. You just saw that adjustment made as they come around to the left side. This is the winning car that Martin had last year in Dover. It also finished 8th in Phoenix. Dick.
Dave Blaney pits out of the 3rd position. That's his career best finish in this league. 3rd. Car nearly perfect. A minor adjustment to the chassis. Matt.
Car really coming to life. The last one was the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Meanwhile, at the bottom of your screen, Jeff Gordon, he says his car has a terrible push. Still, 0 grip in the back of the car. Going to try to make another big adjustment on the 24 again. Looks like the 11 will beat everybody off pit road. Great stop.
Caution for the 5th time tonight. Bobby Labonte will get the free pass under this caution flag as Denny Hamlin goes to the lead. 130 laps to go in Darlington. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Love it when it's 4 wide. Love it when it's fast. Love it when the leaders cross the back is moving past. Love it when the blinking lights and love the noise. Can't wait to hear the double whistle.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Let's go racing, boys.
Well, it's been a wild couple of caution laps. Ryan Newman got into it with, was that Allmendinger or Vickers?
I think it was Vickers.
And Ryan's gone to the garage. You'll see it off in the distance here. There's Newman coming onto pit road, and wham! Down the track comes one of the Red Bull cars.
Yeah, I think he was, the 12 was creeping along the inside of the racetrack. The 83 dove down off the racetrack, and they collided.
And Greg Biffle is out of the race.
I'd say old Newman got the horns from that Red Bull.
Will be the leader as you watch our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. For track-tested technology, get there on Goodyear Innovation. Green flag, 127 laps to go.
Now, Brian Vickers in the 83 car, he's still on the lead lap, and as you may note, Brian Newman, the 12 car, they did take that car to the garage area for repairs.
Well, boys, that 11 car leading the race, kind of familiar, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just not short track Saturday night anymore, but Hamlin figured maybe he's owed one after leading, what, 381 of 400 laps last Saturday night. Having a right front tire go down.
I felt for him, and you say we're not a short track, but you know, we're running in 28s and 29s. That's not much slower than what we run at Richmond, so probably feels a lot like Richmond.
And then you just think about what happened to him in the last 19 laps of that race, and then he comes to Darlington. He's got the field covered in the Nationwide Series car in practice, and wrecked qualifying, missed the show, and then got a conservative qualifying lap in on this car, qualified back in the 21st position. They kept working on the car, and here he is leading the race with 125 laps to go.
You're not paranoid if things keep going wrong. I mean, think of how many races this cat should have won. Gets to the last, what, 20, 30 laps of the race, something happens. Fuel doesn't pick up. Thing doesn't go. Tire goes down. Trouble in the pits.
Now, how about a fellow who's paranoid with things going wrong? That would be Greg Biffle, and Matt Yoakum's caught up to him.
Greg Biffle's night is done. Where do we begin to describe all the problems that you experienced tonight?
I guess you just go back and look at our whole history. You know, I mean, Texas was the same way. Phoenix was the same way. And it's just tough. I mean, you know we got good race cars that we can win races with, but just we can't keep the wheels tight. I don't know why. The wheels keep coming loose on our cars. And I don't know what happened. Something mechanical, I guess. Real unfortunate, you know. I mean, I drive my heart out. I give it 110% every week, and I want everybody else to do the same thing for us. And this bad day for us.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks.
Greg Biffle led 7 times for 95 laps, the most of any driver tonight.
I'll tell you what, he's not lying when he says he drives his heart out. There's nobody that he practices hard, qualifies hard, and he races hard. And Larry, even on the tire test, he was the guy that really helped him with the tire test.
Absolutely. Jeff Gordon told me, Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman, Greg Biffle did the tire test. And Jeff Gordon told me, he said, thank the good Lord we had Greg Biffle down there, because there were things we maybe wouldn't have found out if we hadn't had him driving up with both hands and feet on the steering wheel every lap.
You saw Kurt Busch move into 4th place ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And what about Matt Kenseth now, Steve?
Mike, that caution flag was a good break. Remember, Matt Kenseth said he may have had a flat tire or a loose wheel, so they put 4 new tires on. But his concern right now is on exit of pit road, he made contact with a 22, and he's got some sheet metal rubbing one of those Goodyear tires.
And you know, when you look at that 17 car, they've got to get on it, because right now they come in here 22nd in the points, and if they don't get on it, they're not going to make the chase. Matt Kenseth is one of the few drivers that has made the chase every single year. They don't have any mulligans left.
But not as bad as it had been.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Larry didn't too late. I mean, he'd have to go on a tear. He'd have to win a bunch of races to get himself back in the chase.
Yep.
Kyle Busch stalking him. This will be for 8th place.
I think that caution is definitely something that
Trouble
Kyle
front
Busch
straightaway. Vickers in the wall.
No caution. We stay green.
That's it.
Caution will fly now.
I think he got in the outside wall, but he was able to get rolled up before he hit the inside wall. Now it's he and Ryan Newman just make big contact down at the end of pit road, and that probably had something to do with it.
I wonder if this was residual damage. We looked again at that replay, and Vickers decided to come onto pit road, made a sharp left turn. Newman was already coming along the apron at a pretty good clip to get to pit road, and with the big headrests on these cars, for some reason, Vickers nor his spotter saw Newman coming. There we go.
He got up in the wall pretty hard there back in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
That's a big night for bare bond and duct tape.
Typical Darlington looking car. Kind of bare bonded, safety wired, gray tape together. 6 caution flags with 118 laps to go. We are well below the predictions of most of the experts along the row of the control tower, TV, and radio booths. Well, I think we just continue to underestimate the resilience of this car. This car just can take such a pounding, man.
Well, let's talk a little bit, too, about this racetrack, Larry, and why this track is so competitive tonight when it's been so hard to get a hold of on the old pavement in the past.
Well, it was repaved. You know, they finally, the last time it was resurfaced was back in 1995, and it got to the point they had to put some new pavement down. We would have loved to have kept the racetrack like it was, but the place has so much grip with this new asphalt. But what I like, I think even over the course of this race so far, it started to lose a little bit of grip, and the pace has slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah, it has a little bit. What I really like is they use the same aggregate that the old pavement had in it, but they mixed it with all these new polymers, which gives it a nice bond that it didn't have before.